Hey, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to make chicken fricassee, something my grandmother thought she could make, but there's nothing like chicken fricassee. I'm going to show you how to cut up an onion first. We have carrots, mushrooms, a bay leaf, garlic, thyme, sage, white wine, lemon juice, nutmeg, boneless chicken. It's best to use a dark meat. You can use white meat, but don't cook it till it's really dry. Cream, and then flour, salt, and pepper. It's very simple. So to get your onion cut up quickly, you just put little slices in this way. Leave the root on because the root's going to hold it together. And then you cut it this way. There's no need to go in this way because, as you can see, it already makes little tiny dices for you. Oops. Cut this all up. This is a great dish. We're actually going to use this to bring to work next week because I like my food better than our cafeteria's food. All right, so we're using unsalted butter. I have in my lovely Staub Dutch oven that Darius bought me for, I think, our first Christmas together, yeah. Like 14 years ago. I'm going to cook the chicken in here. You can leave the skin on, but it's not necessary because we're going to crisp it up in here. I have chicken stock that we're going to be warming up. So this is going to go by pretty quick. We're going to get the onions in here cooking, get them good and translucent. I know we haven't seen you guys in forever, and as you can see, I grew a beard and it looks like old man winter, so I have to color it. I'm not sure where I'm going to go with this, but yeah, my grandma used to make chicken fricassee, and her version was, well, she was adopted in France, but she was adopted when she was an infant, so she never spoke French, and she wasn't the best cook. Neither was my mother, hence why I learned how to cook. She used to just coat chicken in flour and cook it, and that was it. But over the years, out of necessity, I had to learn how to cook because we like different stuff. Like my mom used to make the same exact meal every single same night of the week. So we knew it was Friday when we had spaghetti. Sunday was roast beef. Like there was whatever night it was, and pretty gross. So I decided to learn how to cook. So I just put together this little channel to help people feel comfortable. I'm not going to put any measurements in here because unlike baking, cooking is like tasting. Like baking is like science. If you don't get the ingredients right, it's not going to come out right. With cooking though, I like to taste as I'm going along to see if it needs more salt or more this or more that. So once these onions get translucent, we're going to toss in the mushrooms and add a little bit of salt, to just a little bit, because that's going to help sweat the liquid out of the mushrooms. This dish is amazing too. It really is a good wintertime. I was actually searching, looking for a good chicken stew or something, and I came across this. I'm like, ooh, chicken fricassee. All right, so we got the mushrooms. I cut them up, as you can see, in quarters. If they're big mushrooms, I cut them into like 6 pieces because you want them to be the same size so they cook all the same. So the onions are looking pretty good, so I'm going to put these in there. And I'm going to toss just a little pinch of kosher salt in there. Now the butter over here is melting. And then we're going to salt and pepper the chicken. Let me turn that down real quick for a second. It's okay if it gets a little brown. We're going to salt and pepper these. And then we're going to put them in the chicken. The butter. This is all sitting here.
What did Julia Child said? Don't crowd the meat, or it won't brown.
It won't brown. They look pretty crowded though. All right, gonna give these a stir. All right, so it looks like these mushrooms are starting to sweat their moisture out. So we're gonna add in a whole clove of garlic. I'm not cutting the garlic up. It's actually going to be really tasty after you cook it and braise it. It's going to get real soft and very mild, like almost like roasted garlic. So at this point, I'm going to put wine in, and we're going to reduce this down. So that way all the alcohol cooks off, and it actually makes it sweeter and a better flavor. So we're going to cover up plus we're going to deglaze, as you can see, the pot. So we're going to put half a bottle, and we're going to reduce that down. At this point, I'm going to throw in, now we didn't have any fresh thyme at the grocery store this winter, but I did get fresh sage. So we're going to put in, when you're using dried spices, make sure you use half of whatever you think you should use. Like if it says for a teaspoon, use a half, because they're very potent. And a bay leaf. Make sure your bay leaves are fresh. Of course, when we moved out of our childhood home, I found a box from the 50s that my mother kept and insisted they were so good. We don't keep spices, like dried spices, around very long. We actually go through them, but they actually lose their potency. So at this point, I'm going to put in a little fresh nutmeg. Be careful not too much nutmeg, because it'll knock the life out of you. Kind of want that to just kind of be a little tiny background taste. Let's take like chicken. Look at that. Who said you need skin?
Beautiful, right?
I'm going to give them a little more time. Yeah. Because I want them to be nice and crispy. And these are going to get really nice. We're going to braise them until they fall off the bone. So they're going to be really good. So we're reducing that. We'll take a little quick break and come back, so we're not wasting your time watching the boring part. All right, so as you can see, we had them covered with the wine. Now it's reduced, so it's actually going to be very, very flavorful. Now I'm adding heavy cream, about a cup, and then about a half a cup of lemon juice. Give that a stir. And then I'm going to start ladling in chicken stock, because we want to make sure that this chicken is all covered in liquid. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to do it the old-fashioned way. Alright, so then I'm going to throw my carrots in. And then we're going to put the chicken in. Actually, I might deglaze this pan with a little wine and throw that in there.
It smells so delicious. Oh my God, I wish you could smell this through the video.
Let me deglaze this, because it has all this delicious fond there. That could go to waste. So it's going to splash a little wine in there. And then just scrape the bottom of the pan. Makes for easy cleanup too. Because this is all flavor. You don't want to get rid of this. I'm just going to let it boil for a minute or two. Just to get I can smell the alcohol evaporating as I'm cooking it. It's choking me out. Yeah, once the alcohol, you can smell it as you're cooking it. That way, you know, the kids won't get drunk. And once it just smells like there's no alcohol, you can add it to the chicken. There's some I forgot. Let me get a bowl. Okay, now that's boiling. We're gonna add a little flour to it because we want to thicken it up, but you have to cook the flour down because otherwise it'll taste like paste. So what I'm gonna do is stick my little joint like that. Throw my flour in there. And I'm going to because you don't want lumps of flour. So once you get too thick, now you just turn it down to low. Cover this joint up. And let it simmer for like 45 minutes to an hour. So we'll show you then. All right, so it's been an hour and it looks fantastic. I just want to get this bay leaf out and then I'm just going to thicken it a little more. So I made a roux, which is just equal parts flour and butter mixed together into a paste. And this will give a nice flavor and thicken her up a little bit. But the garlic is all soft, the carrots are done, and that's it. Just gonna thicken this up a little bit more. Chicken looks amazing. And I'm gonna make some garlic mashed potatoes to put this over. And we're gonna have dinner. So I hope you try this. It's don't be afraid to cook. Oh, you know what? I forgot. Darius and I did give this a taste, and we both decided it needed a little salt. So I'm gonna put a few pinches of salt in there. I don't use a lot of salt when I cook anymore because I felt like I was over salting everything. So you can always add it at the table too, which is, I think, my preferred method. Besides, it's better for your blood pressure. This looks amazing.
Yeah.
The garlics are all nice and soft. Carrots are done. And I'll leave all the ingredients in the description box. I'm not sure how this works. I guess hit the like, the thumbs up, the bell, all that stuff. Share the video with your friends. Let me know what you think. But yeah, this is it's pretty simple, wasn't it?
I think so. It smells delicious.
Yeah, so give it a shot. You can thicken the gravy up as much as you like. If you want to thicken it more, put some more roux in it, or you can beat some flour. If you put the flour in it the way I did with the sieve, you should really have it on a boil because you want to cook that flour out. Otherwise, it gives it like a pasty taste. But we're just going to thicken it a little bit because, you know, we're going to put it over mashed potatoes anyway. So anyway, thanks for watching.